All right. 3, 4. Not long ago, when I was walking for my amusement in a private avenue at home, I was agreeably interrupted by my friend Brutus and Titus Pomponius, who came, as indeed they frequently did, to visit me. 2 worthy citizens who were united to each other in the closest friendship and were so dear and agreeable to me that on the first sight of them all my anxiety for the commonwealth subsided. After the usual salutations, "Well, gentlemen," said I, "how go the times? What news have you brought?" "None," replied Brutus, "that you would wish to hear, or that I can venture to tell you for truth." "No," said Atticus, "we are come with an intention that all matters of state should be dropped, and rather to hear something from you than to say anything which might serve to distress you." "Indeed," said I, "your company is a present remedy for my sorrow, and your letters, when absent, were so encouraging that they first revived my attention to my studies." "I remember," replied Atticus, "that Brutus sent you a letter from Asia, which I read with infinite pleasure, for he advised you in it like a man of sense, and gave you every consolation which the warmest friendship could suggest." "True," said I, "for it was the receipt of that letter which recovered me from a growing indisposition to behold once more the cheerful face of day, and as the Roman state, after the dreadful defeat near Cannae, first raised its dropping head by the victory of Marcellus at Nola, which was succeeded by many other victories, so after the dismal wreck of our affairs, both public and private, nothing occurred to me, before the letter of my friend Brutus, which I thought to be worth my attention, or which contributed in any degree to ease the anxiety of my heart." "That was certainly my intention," answered Brutus, "and if I had the happiness to succeed, I was sufficiently rewarded for my trouble. But I could wish to be informed what you received from Atticus, which gave you such uncommon pleasure." "That," said I, "which not only entertained me, but I hope has restored me entirely to myself." "Indeed," replied he, "and what miraculous composition could that be?" "Nothing," answered I, "could have been a more acceptable or more sensible present than that excellent treatise of his which roused me from a state of languor and despondency." "You mean," said he, "his short and, I think, very accurate abridgment of universal history." "The very same," said I, "for that little treatise has absolutely saved me." 4. "I am heartily glad of it," said Atticus, "but what could you discover in it which was either new to you or so wonderfully beneficial as you pretend?" "It certainly furnished many hints," said I, "which were entirely new to me, and the exact order of time which you observed through the whole gave me the opportunity I have long wished for, of beholding the history of all nations in one regular and comprehensive view." The attentive perusal of it proved an excellent remedy for my sorrows, and led me to think of attempting something on your own plan, partly to amuse myself, and partly to return your favor by a grateful, though not an equal, acknowledgment. We are commanded, it is true, in that precept of Hesiod, so much admired by the learned, to return with the same measure we have received, or, if possible, with a larger. As to a friendly inclination, I shall certainly return you a full proportion of it, but as to a recompense in kind, I confess it to be out of my power, and therefore hope you will excuse me, for I have not, as husbandmen are accustomed to have, gathered a fresh harvest out of which to repay the kindness I have received, my whole harvest having sickened and died for want of the usual manure, and as little am I able to present you with anything from those hidden stores which are now consigned to perpetual darkness, and to which I am denied all access, though formerly I was almost the only person who was able to command them at pleasure. I must, therefore, try my skill in a long neglected and uncultivated soil, which I will endeavor to improve with so much care that I may be able to repay your liberality with interest, provided my genius should be so happy as to resemble a fertile field, which, after being suffered to lie fallow a considerable time, produces a heavier crop than usual. Very well, replied Atticus, I shall expect the fulfillment of your promise, but I shall not insist upon it till it suits your convenience, though after all I shall certainly be better pleased if you discharge the obligation. And I also, said Brutus, shall expect that you perform your promise to my friend Atticus. Nay, though I am only his voluntary solicitor, I shall perhaps be very pressing for the discharge of a debt which the creditor himself is willing to submit to your own choice.